Management Award has been started this year by myself and Kelly from Bell Labs with assistance from New England Pest Management Association. We have had training the past few years selling professional and pest management products and making ourselves accessible to all women in the pest control industry of New England, to not only educate, but support and empower on another level, professionally and for their everyday lifestyles. It is with great honor tonight that I present you with this first recipient of the Professional Pest Management Woman of Excellence Award. On a personal note, I have known this woman for over 10 years as I featured her in the controlling interest with other women in the pest control industry. There definitely was a professional connection right away, as we just had a few things in common, one being a female PMP. It was very refreshing to see her at industry conferences and excelling in her career. It was and is extremely important, not only for her, but other women to see her role in the industry in such a professional way. It seems to me that she is exceeding her company's expectations, and I'll tell you why. Julie began her career in the pest management industry in 2008 when she left the world of academia and software coaching. After receiving a bachelor's and master's in physical education and sports management from East Stroudsburg University in Pennsylvania, Julie used her degrees as a wellness director, fitness instructor, and head women's coach from Mary Wood University before moving to New England and taking a role with JP Services. Julie has embraced change all through her 11-year career in pest control, specifically over the past 3 years. Julie helped develop a new food and pharmaceutical position that was unique to the company and the industry. Through her hard work and dedication, she was able to build a leading reputation in pest control for a very specific customer type. Covering all of the New England customer base, her reputation grew to a point where new customers were reaching out to her diversity for advice. Her commitment to quality and safety for her customers was exceptional, and she served as an industry leader and resource. In 2018, she earned her ACE credentials on the first try. After 3 years in one role, Julie jumped into a new management position in 2019. This position was unique to her company. As a new hybrid manager in charge of both residential and commercial service professionals, Julie had much to learn in a short period of time. As with everything else, Julie jumped right in and began learning the dual responsibilities of her new role. Her new staff were quick to align with expectations that Julie set and their performance to improve. In 2020, Julie has taken on a new role as territory branch manager, now leading a larger group of area managers and service professionals. Like always, Julie has jumped into her new role with both feet, taking responsibility for her territory with same passion as they come to expect. Julie leads by example, period. Her willingness to help whenever asked and leaving nothing is beneath me. Her mantra of her strengths. Julie is an excellent listener and empowers others to problem solvers first and ask for help once you have exhausted all available resources. She has grasped many important coaching techniques in her short term as manager, verifying her ability to retain constructive coaching and training from her managers and peers. She is a team player with an unselfish attitude. Julie is a problem solver who wants to be successful in everything she does. Julie has participated in community events with JP Services as a volunteer. Aside from Julie's commitment, her job was an active volunteer firefighter and EMT for 7 years at the Lee Fire and Rescue, where she received the status of lieutenant in 2014, and proudly and effectively served her community from 2009 to 2016. I'm almost done. In 2017, Julie was recognized as Employee of the Year at JP. This is the highest award issued to service professionals, technicians, and she was competing against over 100 people for this award. Julie is deeply committed to the success of our team and will not be deterred from the goal by obstacles and challenges. It's really amazing every time I go through this. What an amazing recognition, Julie, from your peers and colleagues. Your goal and focus was right there from the beginning. It is really with great honor, and I want you to please welcome me, graduating Julie, for the ACE, I should say, of JP Services in Milford, for the first Professional Woman in Pest Management of New England Woman of Excellence Award.
Ready? Yes, perfect.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I got words.
Yeah.
So first of all, I want to thank my coworkers that showed up tonight. Some of you guys were here today and sat through the training session, and other of you guys showed up tonight just to support me, and obviously the other recipients, but that is super meaningful to me. One of the reasons why I've stuck around so long. I want to say that this is a huge honor for me. I can only imagine how many other qualified candidates and their information that was set in that I was essentially competing against for this award. I don't come across a ton of women in the industry, you know, day to day, but I can only imagine the level of performance that those other women have, because I can only imagine they're just as driven and just as confident as I am. I would be remiss if I did not mention that I could not do my job without the support of the team members around me. For those of you that work for JP, you remember Bill. Bill worked for us for probably about 11 years, and if it wasn't for his support and confidence, I probably never would have made it into the food and pharmaceutical position that we had about 4 years ago. After Bill, there's Brian. Those of you guys that know Brian, well, he speaks for himself. The unique thing about Brian is Brian has worked himself through all the different ranks of the company. He started as a service professional, although it was called a technician at the time. He was an area manager. He was then the commercial area manager, and now he is the regional manager, my boss. And Brian really does make an effort every day to try to impart little tidbits of knowledge, amidst micromanaging at times, but little bits of knowledge, and it's always followed up with, hey, I made this mistake, so I'm just telling you so that you don't make the same mistake I did. And I found that to be very helpful. And if I don't mention the office team, none of us in the field could do what we do without the support that we have in our office, because God knows we call them in an emergency and we're like, can you fix this? Can you fix that? Can you get me a guy? Can you get me a girl? And they make it happen. There's plenty of situations when we're out in the field where, yes, I could take the credit for solving a problem, or I could take the credit for talking a customer down, but that's few and far between where it's not team effort that is made from everybody that is part of JP Pest Services. The executive team at JP Pest, I couldn't be more thankful to Chris and Joe. You guys provided this opportunity. It'll be 12 years ago this month, and you've had the confidence in me, and you guys treat us like freaking gold. Now that I'm doing interviews and I'm talking about our benefits and I'm talking about the training that we do and what our company's built on, it's just more and more evident the things that I didn't really take for granted, but maybe just didn't focus on. The Pastanas have done a great job now being a third-generation family-owned company, and I couldn't be more proud to work for them than I am now. The point of me mentioning my support system is that while many times, you're working on your own, it takes the team to really do things right. And this honor is shared with my team members, whether it's my management team, whether it's my office team, whether it's people I've trained in the past. I didn't come from nowhere. I can't believe it's been 12 years. Ironically, my work anniversary is next week. I remember when I first started at JP, my intention was not to stick around whatsoever. I needed a job. I had been let go from a job that I had moved up to New England for about a year. And I got let go, and I kind of had one of those moments where I said, what's next? So I think back in the day, I found the job on Craigslist and applied and figured I could do this. But this pest control stuff is actually pretty interesting. Customer service, while it can be challenging, is also very satisfying. You can solve a problem, you can talk a customer down. You don't get a lot of immediate gratification, but you do get gratification when the job is solved. And don't even get me started on all the cool things that you get to see in the back of house. Food plants, all that sort of stuff. That sort of stuff gets me excited, as well as how many of you guys that have been in this industry know more about building construction than you ever cared to know about, as evidenced with this stuff today. During my first few months of training, I was riding with a service professional that we would have termed as an old timer, and I hop in his truck, and the first thing he says to me, "What's a girl want to do with pest control?" and I'm thinking, like, really, dude? Like, is this what you're really saying to me? So I say to myself, why not? You know, is it the bugs? Is it whatever? It never even crossed my mind that being a female actually made a difference. When I applied for the job, I applied as Julie, and that's all that mattered. Sure, over the years, I've had some different people ask me why, or what got you interested, or anything like that, and I've certainly had people look at me and say, I wasn't thinking a female was gonna walk in today to deal with my rat problem. But honestly, as women, we do have just as much opportunity, you know, and we have people leading the way. I was just having a conversation with Sheila as we were socializing, and Sheila was probably one of the first women that I got to see in person presenting, and albeit from a little bit different side. You know, she was educating us, you know, at our company. It was very meaningful to see that there are confident female leaders out there. Back 12 years ago, I was probably one of the only 2 women working in the field. Now we probably maybe have about 10 women working in the field right now, between residential and commercial. And I've met most of them. They have an excellent rapport with their managers, and they have an excellent rapport with their customers at JP Pest. This job, this industry, this problem solving, this customer service, gender does not define that. So while I'm being recognized as a female in the industry, we are all capable. And just being recognized as a woman that I've been able to work my way up, it is really a representation of the company that I work for and the support and the training they provided me. I'll wrap up by saying that I'm humbled and honored to be recognized as the first woman to receive this award in New England, and I hope that I have set the standard high, and that each year as we recognize a woman in the future, that I can be here to present that award or be a part of it, so that I can pass along the excitement that I feel today.